everybody, this is Scott Schweitzer, and I'm here today with Connie Ryan Roby. This is part of my interview series of people who are contributing to their network during the pandemic. I'm the owner of Prime Estate Planning, keeping your family out of court and out of conflict, and Prime Settlement, working to protect your property rights in real estate transaction. I just want to say, Connie, thank you for coming here today.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure. I'm delighted to be here.
Certainly. Last week, I was with Andrew Cohen from Paychex. It was a great time chatting with him on Facebook Live, and I'm looking forward to this too. So just to give you a little bit more information about Connie Ryan Roby and her husband, Rick Roby, own SpeedPro Silverspring. SpeedPro's focus is on great big graphics. They specialize in window graphics, wall murals, vehicle graphics, and event graphics. One of the appeals of starting this business for Connie was the focus of the business is helping her clients look great to their clients and potential clients. Everything SpeedPro does has two clients in mind, their clients and the clients of their clients. The business is 7+ years old. Connie is active in the community. She serves as membership seat chair of the Bethesda Chamber of Commerce, is on the board of her church, and ambassador to BNI DC. She's also a member of the Silverspring Chamber and an organization called Her Corner. Connie came to DC years ago to be a research economist at the Congressional Budget Office, and she decided her passion was in the marketing and helping her clients succeed. So Connie, thank you for being with us here today. I really appreciate that. And I'm just going to start off here with asking you a question about your business here and how you're relating to the pandemic. And that is, I've heard you donated signs to Sibley Hospital and Suburban Hospital to thank the doctors, nurses, and professionals there. Can you tell me how that came about?
Yes, in mid-March, when the pandemic kind of broke loose and we all realized what it would be like, we realized how important so many essential workers were going to be in this community. And of course, one of those groups is going to be the medical workers. And so we really wanted to do something to thank them. So as we were thanking them, we thought maybe we could have signs that would be outside. So when people came to a hospital, or actually there's a sign going into the garage. So when the workers from the hospital are actually going to their cars, it says, "Heroes wear scrubs." And hospitals and doctors and nurses and all the staff there are heroes every day. But right here, they're at the center of that. So we've donated some sort of substantial signs. They should last for several years at least for Suburban, and we're working on that with Sibley. We've scoped them out, but they're giving us the final design on that. And we're just delighted to bring a little life. We do have some people we know who work at Suburban, and they say it just gives them a lift when they're walking out to the parking garage to see a sign like that on their way home when they're tired.
That's perfect. That's great to be able to shift and do something for your, the hospital is really people who need it right now. That's gotta feel really good.
It does feel good. We want to give a little pleasure to people in this time.
Of course. Do you have anything for individuals to show their support for these workers and all our essential workers?
So exactly. So that's great for the hospital workers, but there, as we're all discovering, lots and lots of essential workers. There's people in grocery stores, there's the postman, there's people at pharmacies, there's a lot of delivery people. And so we have a sign or several different signs that people can get that say, "Thank you to the essential workers," or they say thanks or hope. And then we have that, and people can put those in their yards, or they can put them in front of somebody's yard who is in one of those services, or they could just spread them out through the community and to spread hope and thanks and thank you to the essential workers. And then as a way of giving a little more, so that thanks the essential workers, but we're also donating 30% of our gross sales on that to Jose Andres' World Central Kitchen. So he goes out everywhere into the world that needs food, and he organizes the restaurant businesses there and to serve large quantities of food when people are really in need for food. And he's a local, he lives in Bethesda, and he has a lot of restaurants here, and he, I think, is as great a mission as anyone. So we're delighted to be also donating to that organization as part of it.
That's awesome. It's really important to think locally and think about what you can do and sort of be creative about how your usual product or how your typical service can be shifted a little bit during this time. I know myself, with the estate planning, I've taken my practice virtual. And how are you finding demand for, I guess, your core business right now compared to what it was before this? And maybe how are you adapting to the current situation?
That's a great question. So as you can see behind me, we print imagination, everything from trade shows and events. That's obviously pretty slow at the moment. We do wall murals, window graphics, and vehicle wraps. We have found the vehicle wraps have kept up, and window graphics, and many of our signage things have kept up after an initial dip. But we have also made an effort to expand into new areas because we do have a little capacity for that now. And so one of the things that we're doing is we've created signs for graduation. So, you know, everybody who's graduating, everything from 5th grade to 8th grade through grad school, people are not able to go through what are the normal traditional aspects of that. If it's high school, they're missing prom. All of the people are missing in-person graduations. And so we have designed a lot of signs and we're personalizing them for people. And people are, honestly, they're loving it. We're getting handwritten thank you notes, which people always love our work. We're largely, you know, B2B, and people always love our work, but we don't get that many handwritten thank you notes. So we just get handwritten thank you notes with a check saying it was just fabulous and it brought so much spirit and life. We've had engagement. We've had some engagement. One engagement sign, she graduated from graduate school and then she got engaged. So we had a little twofer there. And we've had lots of birthday signs, lots of Mother's Day signs, and then a ton of graduation signs. We're even working on one for preschool.
That's awesome. Well, I can tell you, it's when we're getting clients, or you're getting flowers, I should say, from your clients. It happens to me in the estate planning world, especially when I've solved a really kind of a tricky conflict-ridden situation. You really know you're doing a great job then. And
that's exactly right. And people just, everybody's looking for a little bit of a lift. And it is fun. And you can have something in your yard, and at least your neighborhood knows of your achievements, and people can kind of celebrate that.
Right. Yeah, because we are all, I mean, you know, I think really desiring connection right now, and we're not getting in that in the way that we usually do. So anything we can do and be creative to still get that connection with people while still, you know, staying true to what the community needs right now, I think is super, super valuable. I guess, is there anything else that you can think of that SpeedPro is doing to support the communities, or did you hit all the big ones?
No, I have one more thing, but I also want to mention that our staff really loves that. So one of the things we wanted to do as well was we haven't had any staff reduction of hours or anything along those lines. And we've wanted to make sure that they were busy and happy, and they have a little extra capacity, or they have had, and they have really been delighted to work on these graduation signs and be part of bringing that joy. So I want to mention that. Now, as people and businesses are thinking about reopening in stages and reopening slowly, there's going to be an enormous demand for safety signage and distancing signage. And so we have created some safety signage and some distancing signage. So signs that say things like, only come in and, you know, wear your mask inside, or you could have a floor graphic and then you can put them down every 6 feet so that if somebody has a space where they're waiting, the person knows where wait in the back and they can't drift forward towards the person ahead of them. And so we have that. So we have created an online store to make it easy for people to purchase that, but we can create anything for people. That's our normal business, is to create things for a particular customer. So we're meeting both the needs. If anybody just needs a few simple signs, they can go straight to the store and order those and we can ship them to them. If they have something more complex or they need to think it through, we're happy to work and talk with them. And we can even install signs if that's what they need. And most, you know, if you're just putting a small sign out that says wear a mask, most people can install that themselves. But if you had a large place or you needed something more complex, we're here to help with that as well. So as people are thinking about getting back and starting back, we're here to work with the business owners.
Well, and I just know, talking to friends and family in different places, that some states, some communities are opening up gradually. And then I'm sure those businesses that are there, whether they're bars or restaurants or even some sort of entertainment venues and so forth, are really having to think through how to keep the social distancing in place and really how to change the way that they do business. And having someone like yourself, someone who's an expert in creating those kind of graphics, maybe having worked with other vendors, will become, hopefully, at least I think in this area, super valuable in the time coming up quickly. You know,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's up to everyone to. It's up to everyone to kind of have their own risk tolerance and decide when they want to venture out themselves. But, you know, once it's permissible, I think we'll all have a different set of considerations to come to. So I think that's great.
Businesses want that. They want to know what they should do to stay safe and to keep their employees safe, because there's an employee issue there too, and to keep their customers safe and to feel comfortable with all of it. So you're exactly right. People are really looking to the expertise on those matters now. And there's a health aspect, but there's also a just put down what everybody recommends. You have to get those things physically in place.
Exactly. I guess, do you have anything that you are doing personally to support business during this period outside of SpeedPro?
Well, you know, we have made a real effort to be good members of the community. As you mentioned, we're involved in I'm involved, and we are both, all of us are involved in different aspects of the community. So of course we've been ordering from some restaurants, and we've done some of that. I've been trying to connect businesses with people who might need those services. So if somebody, you know, people now are looking to get a lot of food in their house, so I know, you know, caterer, I try to connect them with people who might be looking for a way of bringing more food into their house. I have the same feeling if people are looking at, you know, how to exercise. If they're looking to exercise in a way, how can they exercise? How can they stay healthy during this time? Not just taking walks, which is fabulous and obviously important, but also if there's things they can do. So I'm trying to connect the people I know with the businesses that are there to serve them, and in many cases have morphed. And for example, in your business, a lot of people who put off estate planning, I think, have realized the real importance of it and how suddenly you could need an estate plan. And even more if you have children, or obviously in Maryland, things don't go where you expect them to go. Maryland has kind of strange laws. So if you don't write yourself a will, things don't happen as planned. So if people have questions about that, I've directed them to your, you know, you've done some very good informational seminars for people to just think about how to get started. And so one of my things is just, again, to be a connector in the community as people need things.
And that's key. I mean, I think some people initially kind of drew back from the community, but as you're seeing people more and more step into their new roles, and that's really needed. And so thank you for doing that. And as Connie mentioned, last week, for example, I gave a webinar about estate planning that's totally virtual, and I think people are really appreciating that part of the experience too. She mentions keeping fit and working out. I've also been creating little videos of myself with my workout, whether it's in the roof deck or the inside of my apartment, and I'm trying to get creative and thinking about what else I can talk about. But yeah, it's important to exercise, and people can feed on each other. People can really benefit from seeing what other people in the community are doing, and getting ideas and inspiration from that.
That's exactly right. And it connects people. It helps the business owners. It helps the people who are actually looking for those services. And everybody just does better when people think about each other and act as part of a community.
Right. Well, thank you, Connie. Thank you for being with me here today. Connie, you sent a few links to me as well. So when I post this, I'm going to be sharing those links as well. And those are examples of her work, ways that she and SpeedPro can give back. And it's just been a pleasure having you here today. So
well, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your week. And I think I will see you again tomorrow.
Yes, you will. And I look forward to that. Thanks so much for doing this, Scott.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.